Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Succulent Frenzy here. So today I'm just going to show you guys how I'm going to clean my succulent garden. Now, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My channel is all about how to grow and how to care for all these amazing succulents right here. And also I'm slowly getting into houseplants, and if you can't tell, you can go and check out my other videos. I have like houseplant stuff there, so yeah. And if you're the regulars, welcome back to my channel. Now without further ado, let's just get started on how I clean my lovely succulent garden right here. Alright, as you can see, my little succulent spot here. So I have a lot of propagations over here, a lot of kalanchoe, like scallop leaf kalanchoes, this variety right here. They're all propagating over here. I got some Mendozes and some Graptopetalums, just a random pile of stuff. And here is the Moonstone Bloom. It is doing great. Look at this. I'm not sure if the camera could focus. Let me just check over there. So as you can see, the blooms is pretty decent and nice. Very nice. Anyway, get back into the topic. So we are going to clean some dried leaves. Now as you can see, there is a lot of dried leaves everywhere, and it's very unpleasant. As you can see, these are all the dry leaves that we have right here right now. A lot of them. There's some tucked into the kalanchoes as well. My little aeonium has like a lot of dry leaves and some weeds, and we do not want weeds to grow. I'm not sure what weed is this though. This is a super cute little weed, and I just want to like see how it looks like. Anyway, so I'm just gonna clean these dried leaves. Now don't be afraid if you see your succulents having dried leaves. Most times it's because it's having new growth and they'll always shed their old leaves off, so it's pretty okay. Unless you see them, it's a little bit translucent and yellow and mushy, that is an indicator of overwatering. So yeah, what you want to do is you just get your hands, just pull the dry leaves off, just like so. So these are the dried leaves right here. This is a little bit like a gummy bear feeling. So that's a little bit overwatered, I could tell, but it's okay. We just pluck them off, and best pluck them off early because you do not want to introduce rot to the stem. And here as well, this is a, this one right here, this is a, what you call this? Portucallata meliocensis. So I have propagated this with 2 cuttings from the main stem. As you can see, I have chopped off these stems right here, and it's branching out super nicely. This is about, I guess, a few months growth, like 5 to 7 months growth. So we got a lot of new pups here and there. So I'm just gonna clear off these dried, crunchy black leaves, as you could see. Let me just zoom in a little bit. So these dried leaves right here, these are the things that we want to remove from our succulents. So I'm just gonna get like a stick or some sort. I could just get the stick right here, okay, and just like remove them. And best when you're taking them off, make sure you do not let them stay in your pot and really dispose them, because another problem of having dried leaves on your soil surface, now this is a quick tip, you're going to introduce a lot of pests, and we do not want pests to be in and on our garden, especially succulents. Succulents are fragile. They don't really have much defense mechanisms to defend from these pesky and nasty pests. So as you can see, there's more leaves tucked in there, so I'm gonna like dig them out and just put them all here to show you guys the entire pile of dried leaves and not doing good leaves. So there's a lot, like so, as you can see. Ooh, get off, get off, get off. Come on, come on, come on now. Okay, great. So we got a lot of these dry, crunchy leaves, especially this. This one is a Agavoides. I have not known which variety it is. It could be a Agavoides lipstick. I have no idea. It could be just a normal green agavoides. So it's super pretty. Look at those freckles, and I think it's blooming. I don't know. I really think that is a bloom. I could be wrong. There's another one right here on the side. As you can see, the little pup right here. I'm not focusing on it. There, right here. This one. This is another pup. So I'm super happy. Now for agavoides, I do know sometimes when it's drying off its leaves or the leaves are just turning yellow and mushy, it doesn't really indicate you're overwatering it. However, it is doing that is because you're gonna get new pups coming out from the stems and around it. So it's pretty nice. So I'm just gonna like peck this away. As you can see, these crackers of a texture leaves. Okay, this is a bit stuck. There we go. So this is what we want to remove. So I'm just gonna use my hands, pick them away, and put them on the pile of dried leaves. Now this is usually like a very satisfying part because you get to see your plants cleaned again. Look at these crunchiness. Okay, I'm just gonna put them all on the floor. All right, so I'm gonna have like this tray right here just to put all the dried off leaves. Now here as well, you can see there's some dried crunching leaves. Now you could also use a tweezer. I highly recommend using a tweezer because sometimes there is some succulents, for example, aloes and haworthias. They have those dried leaves and you can't really get into it. And it's super tight and compact situation. So you gotta use some skinny tweezers or the tweezers. So I'm gonna drop a video link on the kind of tweezers that I'm talking about. It's in a different video and it's talking about how to weed, but I do show you guys the type of tweezers I am using to weed my plants. Just get this tricky one out here. Oof. This is a very good time for you to like remove leaves that are infested with fungal issues. Yes, you heard me, fungal issues. Now, as you could know, or maybe you've been caring for succulents, you may know, having succulents with fungal issues, their leaves are technically damaged and you can't really do much to actually bring them back. Even though you sprayed them down with, for example, alcohol or maybe some fungicide. They're not gonna grow back and heal into a perfectly smooth leaf. You're gonna have like a lot of bumps and etc. So it won't be nice, so might as well just remove them. And I also notice when you have fungal issues on your things, they're not gonna grow you a pup from their leaf. So it's basically a useless leaf. So there's more dried stems of these succulents here. Now this here, it is a Korean succulent, which I don't really know and remember the name of. I just put them all here underneath my agavoides because like it was rotting. But look at them now. Look at those variegations. Super nice. And they're super compact, which is super neat as well. See all these broken stems? Just break them off and dispose them. Now this one, I think it's the actual agavoides lipstick. I have no idea about it, but there is some dried leaves as well. So I'm just gonna take them and dump them away. All right, so here is a great example when you don't remove the dry, crispy leaves of your plants. Now this here is a haworthia. I also forgot the scientific name for it, but as you can see, there's these white fungus growing around it. So these are the things you do not want to have on your plants. So try to scrape as much as possible off and spray it down with alcohol or maybe fungicide. And also it's a great chance to take away these dried leaves. Look at these plants, these kalanchoes, lots of them. And here is my pretty sad looking topsy-turvy with its few pups and some kalanchoes. I forgot the specific species name. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take away these dried underleaves. As you can see, there's a lot around its crown. So I'm just going to do this. And in fact, I'm just going to use my hands and just rip them off because they're super hard and dried and crispy. Another reason of removing dried leaves off from your succulents is because you want your succulents to look very neat and clean. These are its crunchy leaves that I harvested. So yeah, I'm gonna move to the next spot and clear out the other dry stuff and dying stuff. All right, so here is the next section of my Sakhian spot, I guess. Now here gets full sun, so there will be more dried leaves and etc. But it will be less with, you know, the rotting and fungus issue because it's full sun, so the soil just dries out super quick. So there's always weeds growing as well, so just take them off. This is my mom's tall vining vegetable. I have no idea what is the name, but yes, it is there. So here are some moss rose that I propagated. Look at those gorgeous blooms. Now this is a single petal moss rose. I don't know, a single rose or something. I don't know what you call it. It's only a single layer of petals for the flowers. Not like some others, there is like multiple layers of petals, which is nice. That's hence the name moss rose. Anyway, back to the Sakhian. So here is another dry leaf that we're gonna really take them off. Oh, my hands are shaking. There we go. So here's another one. Just take them off and like remove it off from this spot. Now you may notice like there is missing a couple of pots. Apparently those kind of didn't do well because there wasn't any good drainage around here, because I have no elevated spots like this. I put some ice cream sticks underneath, that way just to elevate the pot up a little bit higher, that way it could drain. But sadly a couple of them was on just the ground itself and there was not enough space and gaps to actually drain the plants, so most of them actually did not make it, but it's okay. I'm propagating more and like replenishing the spot so it looks nicer and fresh and green. So yeah, this is the oldest kalanchoe, as you may notice. I started off, I have the whole swarm of it. As if you remember like a past few videos ago, I have like heaps of them and I sold them off to people. It was pretty nice, you know, starting a little small business just to get some cash to buy more plants. Super handy, super fun. So we need to just take out all these dried crunchy leaves that is even on the crown and not, even though it's not Sakhian's leaves, as long as you see dried leaves on your surface of your soil or leaves or your plants, just take them off. Like, just take them off. It's not worth having them there anyways. It's not like you could compost it. Well, if you wanna, then go for it, to be honest. Like, just stuff them into the soil, but make sure they are covered and compost properly so you don't introduce pests into your garden. Look at those cute little nubbings. Okay, let me just get closer views for you guys. There we go. And they're pretty. And this Varahegans right here is so chubby. Look at those leaves. Now I did lost a couple of Varahegans around here because like this pot was not having the proper drainage at that time, and I added new different soils in there, and now it's growing much better. I have sprayed this down with fungicide, alcohol, etc., just to kill off the fungal growth and also pest that is surrounding the plant. And it was infested with a ant hive in that time, so I had to shake every single bit of the ants out. So it was torture, but look, this is what hard work pays off. You have these lovely, chubby, fresh looking growth on these leaves. And like, how do you tell a healthy Sakhians, by the way, is basically when you touch their leaves, it stays intact, it doesn't fall off. Like, this is what you want. If you touch them a little bit and the leaves fall off, most of the times it's indicator of overwatering, and that is not really good, and it's not a good sign at all. So this is the next section here. This is my huge pot, in fact the biggest arrangement I did. So we got some lovely sedums here, we got some more Varahegans, some aloes. Now if you remember, this is the pot that I do my weeding video, and as you could see, this is like a month later, literally just a month later, and you have more weeds. So you gotta really do the job and maintain these weeds. And also, yes, dried leaves. See, this is actually a burnt leaf. Oops, my toe is in the picture. So yes, this is the burnt leaves that we have all around. So just take them off, dispose them. And this one, I'm gonna do another video of how I chop this up, because it's huge, it's topping over. So stay tuned for that video, because this is going to be exciting. It will be little teaser. So here we got another rotting leaf, which is very unsightly to behold. So I'm just going to dispose it as well. And just go through your kalanchoes, taking out these dried leaves as well. All these, just dust them off if you could. Sometimes the tight spots, you can't really get them as well, which is pretty harsh, but it's fine. And then this one, this leaf right here, I'm going to wait a little bit longer until it's fully yellow and crunchy, like to the stem. Then I'm going to remove it because it's still green and it's still intact and strong, so I'm not going to touch it. Up here is my lovely frilly Echeveria, my Gigantea. I have to stake it up because it was toppling over like mad till the stem was actually a little bit twisted, as you can see. Look at that. All of this wrinkled part is basically because of the stem bending. And also I had to remove some of these stubs that I have from the older leaves that I ripped off because of fungal issues. This is a Palladia, which is absolutely pretty. As you can see, there's a lot of babies all over the place, and I have to do some propagations on this as well soon, just to let the other smaller babies breathe and grow. And we're gonna get more plants, so yeah, it's gonna be together with this one right here. All right, on to the next spot. Alrighty, so this is the final spot, which is my other side of the fence. Look at this tall kalanchoe. Now I'm gonna make a video of explaining how to care and grow for these kalanchoes soon, because I have a few of you that is like requesting me to do a video of it because you want to know specifically how to care for kalanchoes. So I will do that real quick, but now I'm just going to continue with this. So there is a lot of these kalanchoes in all of its pups and glory. Super pretty. So as you can see, kalanchoes, they grow the babies through their stems and leaves when they fallen. So this is a great example that a dried leaf, I could just dispose this already because it has produced its babies and I had just dropped them all in there. So I'm gonna take this out and throw. Checking around, there you go. There's like some dried crunchy leaves here. You just gotta keep a quick, like a very sharp eye. Ooh, I can't grab it. Okay, got it. So just go around the entire thing. And there's some petunia blooms, not petunia blooms, sorry. Some petunia babies that have grown from seed and they're still not doing that great. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Here we have some more. As you can see, there's some weeds as well. I'm just going to take them off. So these are some other propagations I'm doing. So here is another variety of sedum, and they're so red and sun stressed. So these are the pups that I chopped. Oop, my feet is in the frame. I'll try not to put my, okay, there we go. So here we got some of its babies from the main stem. This is the actual crown of the plant, the mother head right here. So this is its babies, this is a baby, this is a Variegaens. So that is a total different story, but this here and here and here and here is all from the same plant. I just chopped them off because they were rotting, and that's putting off a new baby. So that's pretty neat. And we have our lovely petunias that doesn't really look any lovely anymore because it's super hot these days. And I need to give it watering because you could see the soil is just dry, very dry. But thank goodness this one is actually pretty stable and not really dry because there's like a layer of algae on top. My lovely long pothos, golden pothos. It's nearly touching the ground. Almost touching to the ground. Super happy with this one. There's a couple of leaves that's not doing well, so I'm just gonna like snip off the stem, I guess, just before the next node. Okay, so here it is. This is the stem that I want to cut right there. So So I'm going to dispose this because it doesn't really look that great. I want some good healthy leaves. Now this one, this specific stem right here, let me just grab all the stem that I want to show you guys. This stem, this whole stem is actually variegated as well. You can see the yellow variegation just trailing across the entire stem, which is so unique. I never seen it before happen. Usually it's just this full green with the variegated leaves. It's not really that interesting. I mean, there is a couple of variegations, just a little bit, but not the entire stem. And this entire stem, all of its leaves, every single leaf here, there is variegations. So I'm just gonna propagate more and like stick it back into the pot because I want the entire pot to look variegated. Look at this. Okay, let me just take it off from its spot here. This is the entire pot, so I'm just gonna trail it down across the floor. There we go. Go. Look at this. Huge pot of pothos. There's some hot mess going on in there, but it's fine. I also put a little bit fertilizer recently, so the leaves are all better looking and green and healthy. Not like before that, it was just getting burned constantly. And it's not burned from fertilizer as well. So that's very weird, but yeah. And some people actually say pothos are not supposed to be having full sun like this, but I totally deny with that and disagree with that because it is doing fantastic with full sun. This has no shade at all. And it's just giving and living the best life. And this is like a nice leaf right here. That's a nice leaf. Now sooner or later I'm gonna get like a pole or something and just let this climb upwards so I get bigger leaves and fenestrations. So yes, that's pretty much it for all of this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and click the notification bell down below. Now if you have any questions that you want to know and ask, you can always drop it down in the comment section and I will try to help. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.